Thank you, Mr. Chairman. My name is Francesco from the European Centre for Development Policy Management, based in Maastricht and Brussels. We work with NEPAD and the African Union Commission and the REX mostly on the regional compacts. And therefore, I would like firstly to of course, thank the organizers for inviting us, but especially I would like to stress once more the importance of linking the two sectors is absolutely crucial. And the more CADEP enters to implementation, the more we realize how important certain bottlenecks to markets are. I have two clarifications, therefore, related to the presentations, which were very good. One is more about this meeting, and my clarification is for Martin, whether the recommendations he has in the presentation are for the Ministers of Agriculture or for the joint declaration of the Ministers of Trade and Agriculture, because to some extent I thought yesterday the debate in the joint session with the trade officials lacked a bit of detail and focus. I mean, in principle, a lot could be done to strengthen these linkages, and this the ministerial text or declaration could actually go, it should actually be quite detailed on what it sets to do, what mandates it asks members of this joint conference of ministers to report back. Is there going to be a future meeting? For example, to me, it is very important that this important meeting of joint ministers of trade and agriculture gets institutionalized. It would be very important, for example, to meet every year, but is that realistic? I mean, business opportunities, changes in land, and all of the other colleagues are mentioning, these things happen very quickly. So can institutions catch up with this pace? Can the ministers be able to meet every year? And if so, what is the mandate for next year? Can the ministers, for example, ask for REX and member states to report back next year on what has been achieved in terms of removing obstacles to regional agricultural markets? Can we know what is the recommendation of the ministers here in terms of institutional structures to be put in place in each member state? Is it possible to have this kind of joint ministerial meeting also in countries and in REX? So this type of detail would be, in a way, very important to understand exactly what can be the follow-up of such a very important meeting. And my second clarification would be more on the CADEP momentum exercise, which is also very important. And Martin gave the vision and the breadth of the exercise and then the potential this sustaining CADEP momentum has. However, I was wondering whether in terms of objectives, and many colleagues have spoken about maybe the issue of the 10% expenditure and 6% growth being first need to be clarified, but especially being a bit narrow. There's much more that potentially CADEP could be clear in terms of targets to be achieved. Is the intention of CADEP momentum clarifying or updating these general targets for all the member states? And in that relation, is one of the new targets, for example, can it be market opening? Can it be a way of measuring as a target in the actual opening up of regional markets and intra-regional trade? Can we measure intra-regional trade increase? Another important element I've been hearing is the services related to agriculture. Can one of the targets being the growth of the sector of services that are so important for smallholders to actually improve access to markets, being banking services, credit information on prices, etc. So also whether CADEP momentum will be able to renew the very important commitment. Thank you very much, Mr. Chair.
Thank you. Congo.
Merci, Monsieur